Okay, this is the service drop, and it's our drip loop. And if you look right up inside, you see some of the insulation's cracking and peeling on the entrance where it comes in. In fact, if you come here on our storm collar and our flashing, you can see that that's splitting and coming apart. It comes down to our meter. Our meter box should be sealed. We're on the south side of the house. Our meter box should be sealed on 3 sides. Our main load center should be sealed on 3 sides. Our dead front cover should have been properly labeled, and it wasn't. Our bonding location should have been labeled as well. It's a 200 amp system. Coming in here. These are for the bedrooms, judging from the vintage of the house. And that's how we test them. These are AFCI circuit breakers. Now, today, most of these would be AFCI. And this breaker, okay, it's off. I found it off. It's off for a reason. And considering how many squirrely electrical connections I saw in the attic, I just, it's off for a reason. So, why? Why is that? Bonding location not labeled. Already said that. Bonded. Why it's there? We got some white hots. This is for the condensing unit. That's how I know, is because I turned it off. It's 40 amps. It's supposed to be a 45 amp breaker. This is underfused. The condensing unit is underfused. What does that mean, bud? What does it mean when the condensing unit is underfused? Well, it means that these fuses turn off at a certain amount of heat. It doesn't take a lot of heat to trip a 15 amp breaker. It saves you from the fire. It takes a little more for the condensing unit because it's big, 220. It's got a big job to do. So we got bigger breakers. We got bigger wires. It handles more power. But it turns off when it gets too hot. It gets too hot at 40 amps worth of heat. This condensing unit is designed to take 45 amps worth of heat. So you may get a nuisance trip where the breaker trips accidentally. It was perfectly fine conditions for the condensing unit to be operating, but it tripped on the hottest day of the year. And you don't know. You call an electrician out here, a technician, he comes out here, he tripped it, and he said, look, it'll probably run like that. It'll get you by for an hour. You're going to get an emergency call. You get to pay for an emergency call. But, if you really want to change that, think about it and save your money, and we'll go there and we'll change it, or whatever they say. It's underfused. It's underfused. L1 and L2 comes in. There should be a protective cover around those connections. And that's it. So what did we learn? We learned that we got a little bit of broken insulation on the cables coming into the weather mast. We learned that the weather mast gasket is split and torn. We learned that the meter and the disconnect box, the main load center box, should be sealed on 3 sides. We learned that the load center dead front cover plate was not properly labeled. We learned that our bonding location was not labeled. We learned that we got a white hot, okay, and that should be wrapped with black tape so that anybody, if you don't know that's hot, you don't belong in this box. I get it, but it should be wrapped with black tape. We learned that we do not have protective covers over here. We learned that we do not have, nor was it required, AFCI in any place other than the bedrooms. We learned that we've got a mystery breaker. These mismatch breakers down here, I am less concerned about them for the time being, and only for the time being, in that they're not hooked up. So those are square D breakers. They do not belong in a GE cabinet, but they're not running anything. They're just dead men. They're filling in spaces. That's all.